Have you ever scrolled through your social media feed and felt a bit uneasy? It's a strange feeling. On the surface, it's all pictures of holidays and happy families, but underneath, it can be a very different place. It can feel like walking through a jungle at night. You don't know what's hiding in the shadows. The paths are unclear and every rustle in the leaves could be a threat. You try to navigate it to connect with people, but you're constantly aware that something isn't quite right. It's a wilderness, built of code and pixels, yet the dangers feel surprisingly real, lurking just beyond the glow of your screen. In this digital jungle, it often feels as though you are being watched. Every post, every comment, every like is recorded. It's not just the platform itself that's watching, it's other people. Some are just curious onlookers, but others have less friendly intentions. They watch from a distance, like predators waiting for the right moment to pounce. They gather information, looking for any sign of weakness, any misstep. This constant surveillance changes how you act. You start to second-guess yourself, wondering how your words might be twisted or used against you. It's a heavy burden to carry, this feeling of being perpetually observed. The most dangerous creatures in this jungle aren't the ones you can see coming. They are the ones who disguise themselves. I'm talking about the spies, the snakes and the rats, people who pretend to be on your side, who offer a friendly word but are secretly working against you. They are police informers in a world without police, feeding gossip and lies to whoever will listen. They lay traps with their words, hoping you'll say something you regret. It becomes incredibly difficult to find your moral compass when deception is the common language. You're left wondering who is genuine and who is simply playing a game at your expense. This environment fosters a strange sort of tribalism. Groups form, not always based on friendship, but on shared interests or sometimes shared enemies. These online gangs can be vicious. They have their own unwritten rules, their own codes of conduct. But what happens when they break their own rules? I've seen it happen. They'll commit an act of cruelty or deception, and then, to cover their tracks, they will point the finger at someone else. They create a scapegoat to deflect the blame, and the group closes ranks to protect its own, leaving an innocent person to face the consequences alone. It's a stark reminder of how mob mentality operates, even online. In any social structure, whether online or in the real world, trust is the glue that holds everything together. But in the social media jungle, that glue has often dissolved. You find people who present themselves as honorable, almost like old-school gangsters with a strict code. They talk a lot about loyalty and respect, yet when it suits them, they abandon those principles in a heartbeat. They don't play fair. They use lies and manipulation as their primary weapons, hitting below the belt and then hiding behind their keyboards. Fighting back against an opponent who refuses to follow any rules is an exhausting and often demoralizing experience. The most difficult thing to comprehend is the betrayal. An open enemy is one thing, you know where they stand. You can prepare for their attacks, but a traitor is something else entirely. It's the person who was once in your corner, someone you trusted and confided in. When they turn against you, the wound is deeper. It's a personal blow. I've had experiences where people I considered allies suddenly revealed themselves. They twisted my words, accused me of betrayal, when in reality they were the ones who had broken faith. Their actions showed me their true colors, revealing an enmity that was far more dangerous because it had once worn the mask of friendship. These betrayals are often motivated by a desire to gain favor with a more powerful group or to save their own skin. The spies and snakes of the digital world are masters of self-preservation. They will leak private conversations, spread rumors, and create false narratives to damage your reputation. They are the ones who will smile to your face while secretly screenshotting your messages to use against you later. This creates a chilling effect where you become hesitant to trust anyone. The fear of being betrayed can lead to isolation, which is often the bully's ultimate goal, to cut you off from your support system. It's a strange paradox, isn't it? A space designed for connection ends up making us suspicious of connection itself. You learn to look for the subtle signs of deceit. You become a student of human behavior, trying to figure out people's true motivations. Is this person being kind, or are they trying to gather intelligence? Are they offering support, or are they setting a trap? This constant analysis is draining. It takes the spontaneity and joy out of interaction. You build walls to protect yourself. But those same walls can also keep out the genuinely good people who are also trying to navigate this treacherous landscape. In a world where aggression and cynicism seem to dominate, kindness is often misunderstood. In the dark corners of social media, if you are kind, people might see you as weak. They think you are an easy target, someone who won't fight back. They mistake compassion for fragility and empathy for foolishness, but they are profoundly wrong. Choosing to be kind in the face of hostility is not a sign of weakness, it is a demonstration of immense strength. It takes courage to remain open-hearted when others are trying to shut you down. It is an act of defiance against the negativity that surrounds you. Real strength isn't about being the loudest or the most aggressive person in the room. It's not about bullying others into submission. True strength is about having a firm moral center. It's about knowing what is right and standing up for it, even when you are standing alone. It's about defending the truth when lies are spreading like wildfire. This kind of strength is quiet but resilient. It doesn't need to shout because it is confident in its convictions. It's the strength of a tree that bends in the storm but does not break, its roots held firm in the ground of its principles. I believe in something akin to karma, perhaps not in a mystical sense, but in a practical one. When you consistently act with integrity and fight for what is good, you attract good things into your life. You find other people who share your values. You build alliances based on genuine trust and mutual respect, not on fear or convenience. The positive energy you put out into the world has a way of coming back to you. It might not happen immediately and the fight might be long and hard, but eventually the scales tend to balance. Those who live by deceit often end up entangled in their own webs. This is why loyalty is so important. Finding those few people who will stand by you, who know your character and will defend you when you're not there, is invaluable. These are the people who form your true tribe. They understand that your kindness is your strength. They won't mistake your patience for weakness. Together you can create a small pocket of safety and sanity in the midst of the digital chaos. This network of loyal friends becomes your shield and your support system, reminding you that you are not alone in the fight for a better, more honest way of interacting with each other. Sometimes the rules themselves become the problem. On social media platforms and in life, there are written and unwritten codes of conduct. But what happens when those rules are manipulated by bad actors to protect themselves and punish good people? What do you do when the system designed to ensure fairness is used as a weapon? In these situations, clinging to the rules at all costs can lead to injustice. There comes a point where you have to look beyond the letter of the law and focus on its spirit. The ultimate goal should not be to follow the rules, but to achieve a just outcome. This is a difficult position to be in. It can feel like you are breaking the rules yourself. But when the game is rigged, you cannot win by playing it. You have to challenge the game itself. This means calling out hypocrisy. It means exposing how the rules are being bent and twisted. It means standing up and saying, this is not right. This form of protest is essential when the established order is protecting the bullies and silencing the victims. Seeking justice sometimes requires you to step outside the designated lines and make your voice heard in a way that cannot be ignored. The call to action then is for good people to stand together. A single voice can be easily dismissed, but a chorus of voices is much harder to ignore. We need to support each other to amplify the voices of those who are being unfairly targeted and to call out bad behavior wherever we see it. This is not about starting witch hunts or creating more negativity. It is about holding people accountable for their actions in a fair and transparent way. It is about creating a community standard where deceit and cruelty are no longer tolerated online or offline. We must be the change we want to see, so we must never surrender. We must not let the spies, the snakes, and the bullies win. We cannot allow them to poison our communities and make us afraid to connect with one another. The fight for a more just and compassionate world is a continuous one. It requires resilience, courage, and an unwavering commitment to what is right. We must remember that our kindness is our strength, our loyalty is our shield, and our unity is our power. Do not give up. Stand firm